Why do so many married men quietly feel like they're losing their wife, but they don't know how to say it out loud?
Because they think they're alone. They literally look at Instagram and see everybody else getting along and their wives posting, "My husband's this," or they're out in the public and they see a wife holding another man's hand, or they're at church and they see a wife has her hand over the shoulder and he's playing with the man's ear or the hair. And he goes, "Everybody else has this love from their wife but me." And he feels like a big fucking loser for not having it. And he feels ashamed to not be able to say it. And because nobody else is talking about it. And the only thing that they're hearing from the pastors are, "Be more like Jesus." He's like, "I've tried all that." And he goes, "I've literally tried fucking everything. And I must be the only dude that can't figure this out."
Yeah, so the comparison syndrome and trying to live your life in the way of somebody else and not what's true to you.
Yeah. And everybody else looks like they've already figured it out. And for some reason I can't. And damn, I married the wrong one. How do I say that? How do I, most men think they married the wrong wife when the sex in the relationship goes out the one. They go, damn it, I got the wrong one. And that would be the biggest lie ever, because you didn't get the wrong one. You're showing up in the wrong way to the one you have. That's what I learned when my wife left.
Yeah. What percentage of men in relationships, you mentioned they're sharing it online. You know, we see the highlight reel, we see everybody what they're sharing. What percentage behind closed doors are struggling and are disconnected?
This last statistic I heard, which shocked the shit out of me, shouldn't have and now doesn't. 87% of men, that's basically 9 out of 10 dudes, are not happy with the quantity or quality of sex inside the marriage. And if a man is not getting laid from a woman, his wife, that actually wants to be there and is enthusiastic about it, something sinks in the soul of a man when that happens. And that's happening on it's more normal than anything. It's why we have the honeymoon phase in the cultural zeitgeist. Everybody's heard of it, so we just assume it's normal. It's actually abnormal. It is common, but it's an abnormality to what actually should be happening in love.
Yeah, I think and I love that you did it. You called the men out, that instead of pointing the finger that you married the wrong one, point those three back at you and say you're showing up as the wrong person. I think what happens when a man starts to not show up as the person he was in the beginning, the woman, the wife begins to lose the attraction to him. It's like, I was sold one reality and here I'm getting something different. I'm no longer attracted to the person that you're presenting yourself. What's the hard truth about attraction that maybe most men aren't willing to admit?
It's a hard truth to admit because it's going to put a lot of responsibility on him, but it's not a hard truth when the truth is you have to admit that you are the reason for this. Like, listen, either you're attractive or you're not. She was attracted to you in the beginning, and she acted like a crazy animal in the sack in the beginning, and she actually acted like the women that now you're watching in videos beating off to, what you're wishing your wife acted like the ladies in the videos that you're secretly beating off to. That woman who she used to be, you either stopped doing attractive things or you started doing unattractive things. And for me and the guys that I've coached, both. So my wife married me at 185 pounds of tiger meat wrapped in barbed wire. When she left me, I was 245 pounds of polar bear pudge. Bait and fucking switch. And I'm like, "Why won't you have sex with me?" I remember crying in the closet one night. I'm like, I don't understand why you don't want me, with my shirt off. And I should have looked down. I'm like, who fucking wants that? That is the hard truth. It's like, can you look in the mirror and go, am I actually attractive? Meaning, and it's not just abs and biceps. I've had fucking CrossFit winners come through our program. I've had NFL stars come through my program. It's not about the abs and biceps. It's about, they're no longer attracted to the soul that made them feel light and fun and airy and protected and safe. So she's just not leaning into you no longer in the lean. Now, that's on you until it isn't. If you can 100% show verifiable proof, step by step, I am the most attractive version of me. And there's signs that you'll know that you are this thing. And we can go through them. And if you don't have them, then you aren't attractive. Guess what? You are her type. She liked you in the beginning. We just got to figure out what the fuck you did wrong. Where did you go off? And then if you do become that thing again and she no longer likes you, then you have a different question that goes, hey, I like me. I'm metrically the most attractive version of me. I'm more fit. I'm more financially stable. I'm more fun. I'm more friendly. I'm more all these things. If I'm more of these things and she doesn't like me, now I have to say, well, do I want to be in this anymore? But that's not where the 87% are, bro. The 87% are like, they're fatter, they're less fit, they're less financially fit, they've neglected their woman. They're like, why are these leaves on the plant so fucking brown? It's like, you're the waterer. It's you. That is what changed the game for me. This is when my wife left me 8 years ago, Frank. It was all about, she was like, we were moving into our dream home. I knew how to make dough. I've always known how to make dough. I'm fucking great at making dough because I found my value in that because I thought society would like me for making dough. So I got fucking good at making dough. Mask, seeking validation. She's like, cool, you're good at we were moving into our dream home. And she's like, cool, I'll help you move in, but I'm not staying. So her and my 2-year-old daughter jumped in the U-Haul and they fucking left. That's when I realized this was giving me my second divorce. Fuck, I'm the problem. But almost simultaneously, it feels like simultaneous now, but in the moment it wasn't. It took some time. I realized, fuck, if I'm the problem, then I'm the solution. Oh shit. Dude, now all of this Keith going, calling out the guy, it sounds like he's being a dickhead. He doesn't know what he's talking about and he's just blaming the men. But if you would have known my wife, Keith, you would understand like, no. You want to be the problem or else you're not the fucking solution. If you are the problem, you're the solution. Now we have hope. Now we go, wait a second. Okay, I actually can build a really deeply connected and radically lust-filled sexual relationship with the women I used to have it with. When you look in the mirror, that's why I go after the guys, because I know, being the dude that fucked it all up, oh shit, it's us. They're a mirror to us. That's the truth. You get me going a little crazy over here, Frank, and I like it, man. You get fired up, bro.
No, I love this, man. We had a few years ago, we had a relationship coach on, Bodie Aldridge. He's based out of Australia, and a lot of his work was based on understanding masculine and feminine dynamics. And he painted this beautiful analogy and picture of what a relationship is supposed to be. And he uses a river as the example, as the analogy. And the two parts that make a river, because if it did have these two, it'd be a different body of water, was the river bank. So the structure that moves the river down, and then the water, so the flowing of the water, right? And he talked about the masculine, the male's role in a relationship is to be the bank, to be the structure, the guide, the frame that moves something in a specific direction. And then the feminine, the woman's role is to be that water. It's that beautiful flowing water down the river bank. I think a lot of men aren't showing up as the bank. They're lacking that confidence, that aura, that structure. So a woman doesn't know what to do. There's nowhere for me to go. That creates chaos inside of a woman's head. And I think what you're speaking to runs in parallel with that. A man has to be confident. There's got to be an attraction that he feels from within about who he is that can step in and say, this is who I am. This is the dynamics within the relationship. This is where we're going. And then the woman can fall into her role of being that bank that's going to move it all together.
Okay, so you asked me the hardest truth, I think, for a man. First of all, banging analogy. That I'm going to use that forever from now. That was a banging analogy. Secondly, yes, the answer is be more confident. Here is the second truth that I think men have a really hard time swallowing, but I think it's more the women that have a hard time. Most men have been learned how to become men by women.
Mm-hmm.
So they go, I need to step up being confident. How the fuck are you going to be confident that you're made to believe that for your wife to actually like you, you need to become her little Mr. Belvedere and her little butler and make sure that you're washing all the dishes and scurrying up and like, what are we fucking talking about here? You should wash your dish because you're a human who takes responsibility for if you make a mess, you clean it the fuck up for no other reason. That's what we're talking. When I see the trash full, guess what? I grab it and I fucking take it out. If my wife sees it full, she grabs it and takes it out. It's called personal fucking responsibility. I don't do it so Jesse goes, wow, he's so cool. He took out the trash. Maybe I want to jump his bones. So here's what's happening, Frank, in my opinion. The worst fucking advice on planet Earth is coming from pastors and not knowing it. These guys don't even know it. I was one of them. I used to be a pastor of a church that I started with a friend of mine and then became the senior pastor of it and have a deep heart for men in religious institutions. And it's this, they're getting the wrong advice that says, hey, do more dishes, do more around the house, try and do more so you can get this thing. And it only re-emphasizes and reinforces this, I got to do all this shit so I can get the treat and reward of sex, which is the mom matrix, is I'm going to do things so my mommy pats me on the head and goes, here's a little gold star for your chart, little Johnny. That fucks up polarity altogether. So here's a couple of things that we learned. Most men don't even know how to actually be a man, and they're learning bullshit from people that don't actually have the fruit of actual polarity. And when I named this company Married Game, it was because I understood one thing. Sex actually gets better the longer you're with somebody if you know what you're fucking doing. This is why I don't believe in the honeymoon phase. We say honeymoon sex is for minor leaguers, man. Soul sex gets better with age. Why? I know this woman more than I've ever known. We've been through history. We've been through experiences. She's seen me strive and fail. She's seen me strive and triumph, and the same. So when we're talking about sex, and I'm talking about the soul sex, where you literally believe that like your souls have unionized together and you are on a fucking rocket ship to Pleasure Town together, that's because, dude, all the masks are dropped, all the bullshit lies, all the I'm trying to get you to do something, manipulation, take our energy bullshit is gone. It's like we're here to give to one another, and it's a joy. Men don't know this because they don't have game, because they've been taught a bunch of bullshit from women that just don't know, period. They don't know. We go, well, Keith, how the fuck do you know? Well, I don't know. I was a pastor in church experiencing this, and I left the church and went and had sex with hundreds of the most beautiful women on planet Earth and still lost my wife because I didn't understand long-term attraction versus short-term attraction.